Hello everyone, welcome back for some more Let's Play Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon. We have a different perspective. It is worth pointing out that this is not Shiki because, well, the text box doesn't look like smudged up glasses. I really like that that's how they show that Shiki. I think that's super brilliant. I don't know what this is. We saw the opening last time, which resulted in the video simply being blocked in Russia? Okay, sure. I think it said like 0.003% of my viewers are in Russia, so if you can't see that last video, get a VPN. I mean, I can't say that in text form on, the YouTube text, updates there, but, yeah, just get one. Makes life so much easier. Anyways, we don't know where we are. We don't know what's going on. I'm similarly like, where am I? So let's see. It was a woman's voice. A voice echoes in the darkness. The air is damp. The rotten smell that lingers in the air is eye-wateringly rancid. It's too dark to see a thing. It's driving her into sensory overload. I have no clue what's going on. She can't remember what happened to her a few minutes ago. She can't remember where she is. She feels like she hears the voices of men in the distance. She feels like she came here of her own volition. If she thinks hard enough, she thinks she remembers taking an elevator. As the elevator descended, she was suddenly struck with the horrible realization that just wasn't just some goofy urban legend, but the dark and dangerous truth she shouldn't have stuck her nose into. Part of her recalls desperately mashing the emergency stop button. That was then, and this is now. Humans cannot turn back the clock. Time's arrow is asymmetrical. One may traverse the arrow from left to right, but never the reverse. In other words, by the time the girl realized her folly, she was already in hell. Fearing the dark, the girl presses her hand to the wall. Rotting juice coats her fingers. It stinks of spoiled meat and gives way to her touch. Through her tears, she realizes it must be human viscera, but she cannot bring herself to pull away. Her fingers must trace it to find her way forward. There is no other way to navigate this darkness. She can't escape the steady footsteps that have been following her for some time now. Another good reminder that Nasu should write horror, and yet he doesn't. She has no choice but to follow the path. Her expression distraught as her fingernails scrape through the slimy guts. With every step, she swears she hears the metallic cries of something grinding and twisting across itself within the walls. You guys can't see, but my eyebrows are raised. It's hard to believe screams like that could come from another human being. The wails are so desperate they might as well rupture their throat and lungs. Yet these people have long shed any concerns and now simply howl into the abyss. But there's little that can be done about their bodies now. Limbless, they are suspended from the ceiling like a mass of bagworms. Oh no! I don't like that image! She ignores the pleas of those who are beyond saving and continues to run. She just needs a light, any light. If she had a light, she could escape. There's a goal you have to reach. That's what the men who guided her down here had told her. They laughed when they said it. So there has to be an exit. She believes it's the only way she can save herself. She knows it's a lie, but she needs to cling to hope if she's to maintain any semblance of sanity. She looks behind her. That's right. She knows she's not alone here. She came here together with her boyfriend. That idiot was the one who suggested it. It's because of him that she agreed it might be fun to try. It's all his fault. She hopes he dies. She hopes he dies soon. She hopes he dies before she does. She hopes his death might lead to her escape. She hopes she'll be the only one saved. She's a special one, after all. She didn't do anything wrong. There's no reason she should be suffering. It should be reserved for those who are stupider than her, those who are dirtier than her, or those who are luckier and more blessed. This has nothing to do with her. She's always been good. She's lived a normal life. She's always been normal. This misfortune should fall upon someone else. The faint darkness fades. A blackness, deep and dark, takes hold. The girl, standing in the middle of it all, stares down at her burning body. The appendages she used to feel her way along the wall have burned all the way down to her elbows. When she frantically looks at her body, she realizes her clothes have been burned away. Her skin has turned black and charred, cracking to reveal the sinew and organs hidden beneath. The fat of her flesh sizzles and burns with a flame red and hot enough to captivate her gaze. Thank goodness, the woman thinks, laughing to herself. Finally, I finally found a light. She cackles, a flaming anatomical model taken with madness, a torch of flesh providing light in the darkness. Then, a sharp stab puts her out of her misery. Her body burns as boiling blood spews from the wound. As if savoring the warmth of her body, it drinks her fresh blood. This hell returns to total darkness. Having finished its minuscule meal, it crosses through this masterless hellscape. Behind it are countless corpses, a river of flame, indiscriminately swallowing all who wander the wasteland, whether they be lost humans or the cemetery's dead residents. Breath spills from its lips like smoke. It shambles towards the surface, leaving behind a trail of red in its wake like a twisted slug. Well, he's speaking Japanese now. It craves the prey that its footmen discovered mere moments ago. It's a good little preview of our upcoming vampire threat. Is this the hotel I think it is? Oh boy. I'm curious about how this will go. Dang, it's a nice room. Decent? That's really nice. Arcueid looks like she's enjoying herself as she inspects the hotel room. I have no words for how this day has turned out.
それで、俺は何をすればいいんだよ、具体的。
とりあえず移動するわ。私の部屋は守りには向かないから。そうね。見晴らしのいい高いところに行きましょうか。
It's a good thing that we know that Arcueid can just literally get money from the anime. She just gets money. And here we are. Arcueid hailed a taxi on the main street and we drove over to one of the neighboring city districts. From there, we didn't just book a room at one of the most prominent and expensive hotels around. No, Arcueid decided to book the entire top floor just for us. I feel like some A-list celebrity.
おー、高い高い。人間の建築技術ってほんとめきめき向上するわよね。こういうのなんて言うんだっけ？一発千金？日進月歩？まあどっちでもいっか。ほら見て見て式。さっきまでいた路地裏があんなにちっちゃくなってる。
You're already in a very different mood for us compared to how you were just a little bit ago when we said we weren't going to join you. Arcueid happily peeks through the shut curtains at the panorama below. Can't say I'm as excited as she is. This place feels less like a hotel room and more like a standalone citadel that appears to be built on the hotel's top floor. From the sun-blocking curtains to the furniture to the materials of the walls and the doors, every last bit is grander than anything you'd normally encounter. And since we rented out the entire floor, we won't be seeing any other guests. Upon further inspection, I noticed there's even a TV screen that displays an active feed of the first floor lobby. No matter where I look, I'm reminded that this room is reserved only for the most privileged of people.
今夜はここに隠れましょう。あ、宿泊費のことは気にしなくていいよ。私お金持ちだからおごってあげる。
I don't remember her actually addressing in the original visual novel where she gets her money from. I wonder if this one will. Because again, they're going to expand it quite a bit. And that's a good conversation to have. Arcueid speaks cheerfully as she steps away from the window. As amazed as she seemed by the view a moment ago, it appears she's already grown tired of the bird's eye view of the city.
Arcueid, お前何考えてるんだ?
An exhausted sigh slips out of me.
何って別にいろいろ考えてるけど。
いや、そういうことじゃなくてだな。男とホテルの一室なんて。
I pause before I finish my sentence. I'm only here to watch over this self-proclaimed vampire while she sleeps. I shouldn't say anything that might complicate it even further.
いや、いい。好きにしてくれ。
変な式。いきなり怒ったり黙ったりして予測がつかないね。
And yet, that's what she comes to love about him. Arcueid chuckles as if something's hilarious about the situation. Meanwhile, I'm standing near the door, muscles tense as I keep a watchful eye on the room. Watching her relax, I realize we couldn't be more opposite from one another right now. Fatigue is spread through every inch of my body. I wish I could rest, but I also know that the second I take a seat on the sofa, I'll doze off. No matter how tired I get, I know better than to let my guard down now.
式、何か飲む？ここ飲み物がたくさんあるみたい。
A carefree voice calls out to me from the minibar. Needless to say, the bottles Arcueid's hold up are filled with alcohol.
あのな、未成年のくせに酒を勧め。
I stop. I have no clue whether she's over the legal drinking age or not, and I don't particularly care to find out either.
後で自分で選ぶからいい。それより、
Will this have underage drinking? The original did. The original did. FGO didn't. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait till the Tono family drinking party. No matter how exhausted I am, no matter how confusing the situation might be, there are questions I have to ask her. I need to know what she is, and I need to know how much danger I'm in. I can't even afford to sit on the couch if I don't at least attempt to understand all the weird things happening here.
それより、お前に聞きたいことがある。のんびり休むのはその後だ。
構わないけど、どうしたの？急にかしこまって。
You do realize I haven't let my guard down even once around you, but that aside.
真面目な話だよ。結局のところ、お前の目的って何なんだ？
私は吸血鬼を追ってるだけよ。吸血鬼殺しが私の役割だから。
Can we get the specifics? Because that's actually new info for me.
ああ、確かにそんなことを言ってた。けど、お前は吸血鬼なんだろ？
何？仕切ったらまだ私のこと信じてないの？
I don't know, that eye thing you did should be proof enough.
嫌っていうほど信じてるから安心しろ。 俺が言いたいのは、どうして吸血鬼であるお前が吸血鬼を殺すのかってことだ。それおかしいだろ。
あら、シキは同族同士で殺し合うのは嫌いなんだ。
Obviously not.
同族じゃなくても願い下げだよ。あのさ、吸血鬼は人間の血を吸う鬼なんだろ。なら殺す対象は人間であって同じ吸血鬼じゃない。お前が殺すのは
Humans, right? The ones whose blood you suck.
吸血行為と殺害行為は別物よ。ま、それでもシキの言いたいことはわかるわ。同じ種族同士、助け合うべきだって言うんでしょ。けど、吸血鬼は同じ親から派生したものであっても、それぞれ異なる進化を遂げた固有種のようなものだから。
The fact that there's like, again, they treat vampires as a separate species is always super interesting, right? They treat, like, there's a whole basic line of what they call, like, the primates. And, like, you know, you'd think, oh, it's like, you know, humans, monkeys, you know, but they also go, like, yeah, vampires, too. And even, like, I think Oni count, right? I think that's a neat idea that they're all different, you know, members of, like, the primate family, and each one is kind of trying to be the dominant one.
人間でいうところの仲間意識は希薄なのよ。
じゃあそのお前が探している吸血鬼はお前とは違うっていうのか。
ええ、私とは別種の吸血種。私が追いかけているのは人間の吸血鬼だから、あなたたちが抱くイメージとほぼ一緒よ。人間の血を吸って吸い殺した人間を使い魔にして少しずつ勢力を増やしていくってやつ。朝の使者覚えてるでしょ。あれが吸血鬼に殺された人間の末路。人間として死んだのにまだ死にきれず生かされているリビングデッド。
I don't think they called them zombies in the original fan translation. I think they called them just the dead, right? Which always kind of had a strong feeling to it. I kind of like that idea, but it's probably a good idea to not call them that because you also have dead apostles and dead apostle ancestors, so.
死んだのに生かされている。
Those corpses I saw in that alley. In stories, it said that those who get their blood sucked by a vampire get turned into one as well, attacking other humans in turn. That's how they propagate and spread. If this goes unchecked, then a whole town could turn into a stronghold for the living dead. Like one in the Philippines.
この町に潜んでいるのはそういう吸血鬼。私は血を吸うことに執心はないし、彼らの仲間でもない。だから、互いに殺し合うことに問題は発生しない。
Arcueid states the words matter-of-factly. I guess there really are all kinds of vampires out there.
今更でゾッとするんだけど、そいつをやっつけるから俺に盾になれなんてことを言ってやがったのか、お前。
ええ、初めはそのつもりだったわ。あなたなんて嫌がっても盾にしてやる。逃げても鎖で縛り付けて散々怖がらせて使い切ってやるって。
Yeah, we already kind of witnessed them firsthand.
けど、シキと話をしているうちに気が変わっちゃった。
So she was planning to take me by force. Don't think I'll be forgetting about that.
気が変わったってなんでだよ。
私の勘違いだったから。私ね、シキ。あなたに殺されて復元するまでの間、あなたは教会の人間だと思っていたの。それなら敵の居場所を掴んでいる可能性もあるし、戦力としても期待できるなって。なのに仕切ったらまるっきり普通の人なんだもん。敵の棺の場所はおろか、吸血鬼のことをまるで知らないし。
Yep, the world of mystics is completely unknown to him, even though it's funny. He's really like in that world already, like with his family. Like not fully, but definitely in the world of mystics still.
そもそもあの連中がこんな無神論者の国に代行者を派遣するわけがないし、そもそも一人じゃ動かないもんね。師匠と弟子のツーマンセルがあいつらの基本だったわ。
Okay, two things here. One, the two-man cells, well, that explains a lot. That's really interesting. But I wouldn't really call it an atheist. I would call it... I wouldn't call Japan atheist. Oh, maybe, but maybe she's talking about in modern era. Because modern era, they're spiritual, right? But they're not... Okay, I could see that. As for the two-man cells, cool. Simple. That explains everything with, you know, why we have Ciel and Noel, right? Arcueid mutters to herself as she paces around the room. She's gotten so sidetracked, it feels like she's forgotten all about me.
とにかく私の標的はあなたから吸血鬼に戻ったってこと。それはそれでちょっと残念な気もするけど。
She manages to say such a terrifying thing in the cheeriest of voices. Ah, shit, she definitely hasn't forgotten what I did to her. I certainly deserve to be despised for murdering her, but it's still bad for my heart to hear her talk so lightly about killing in turn. Maybe she really does intend to kill me the second I let my guard down.
真面目な話は終わり？じゃ、ベッドにドーン！
は？
She gonna jump all over it? Before I even get the chance to react, she's off. Arcueid bounces over to the bed and plops down onto the soft mattress.
気持ちもいいし、日が沈むまで眠るね。あ、シキも今のうちに休んでおいた方がいいよ。吸血鬼は昼間活動できないから、本格的に見張りをしてもらうのは夜になるんだし。
お前、今自分の存在を全面否定するようなことを言ったって分かってるか？
Buddy, she already said she's a different type. She is literally built different.
私はいいの。
Mm-hmm.
と、そろそろ限界みたい。それじゃあおやすみなさい、シキ。日が沈んだら起こしてね。
おい！
Arcueid falls asleep so abruptly it's as if someone turned off a car engine.
マジか。
I can hardly believe it. But she's actually asleep. I feel like an idiot for staying next to the door this whole time in case I needed to run. Is this okay? I mean, I'm one to talk, but is she really okay with this? I was practically taken here against my will, but I could just as easily run away. And don't tell me she's forgotten. Even if I don't feel the same impulse now.
俺は一度お前を殺しているんだぞ。
So how can she doze off like this with me around? Dang, there's so much new, unique art. I watch her while she sleeps. Normal thing to do, buddy. Peering closely, I notice the slow rise and fall of her chest as she breathes. Other than that, she doesn't move a muscle. It's like I'm looking at a painting. The lids of her eyes are closed in peaceful rest. Her eyelashes are long and her lips are luscious, even without the slightest touch of lipstick. What is this music? And what are you doing? I trace the curve of her plump chest with my eyes, following the line until it meets the flat of her hips, like the hill meets the horizon. Her arms are long and slender. She looks innocent yet sensual at the same time, a contradiction I struggle to make sense of. What is this music? Here she is, vulnerably slumbering away in the hotel's royal suite, trusting me, the person who killed her, be in the same room with her, despite us only having just met.
バカだな。
She's so ridiculously trusting and honest. I'm frankly a little worried about her. Either way, this is the time to choose. This may be my last chance to turn back. That woman told me to be her shield, but I want to try and die. Feel like this will be where we can start to die. You know what? Let's book it. Let's see what happens. I've had enough of this madness. I'm leaving. I still can't shake my desire to live in the normal world. I feel a sense of responsibility for killing Arcueid, of course. That doesn't mean I have to accept every restriction she imposes on me. She's still sleeping peacefully, utterly at ease in the presence of the person who murdered her.
くそ
I just don't understand what she sees in me. There's no reason for me to be here. What do I have to offer? If I'm ever going to go back to my everyday life, now's the time. The hallway is as quiet as the grave. Arcueid has booked out the entire floor, so the two of us are the only ones here. Lingering doubts swirl in my mind. I shake them off and press the elevator button. Oh frick, we actually leave? I almost thought... I thought, in the original when I did this, he goes down to the lobby and sees or hears something and then goes back up and it's like, no, I went out to go get a drink. I take the train back into town. Just past noon. I could head to school, although I wouldn't get there until 5th period if I'm lucky. Or I could go home, crawl to bed, and forget any of this ever happened. But I can't summon the will to go back to the mansion. I decided to go to the park and clear my mind a little. Real curious about where this is gonna go. I hate how I'm trying to die as this goes on. Because, like, honestly, that is what leads to the interesting stuff sometimes. I heave an exhausted sigh. I sit down on a bench and stare aimlessly up at the sky. It's gray as far as the eye can see. Leaden clouds reflect my own inner landscape. I wonder if she's still sleeping. Never doubting that I'll be there when she wakes. I murdered her and yet she forgave me. She forgave me, so what am I doing here, sitting on a park bench, staring up at nothing? But at the end of the day, I don't want to die. No matter how strongly I might feel in the moment, that's a barrier I can never overcome. Your power is yours and yours alone. That's why you mustn't forget. Master's words from long ago spring unbidden to my mind. What exactly did she tell me again? I still have time. The sun hasn't sunk below the horizon. I can go back to the hotel before it sets. I can start over.
くそ
I can't rid myself of these doubts. In the end, I decide to... Oh, frick, we actually do get a secondary choice? Let's... Okay, wait, flowchart? Where are we? Wait. That looks like that's the bad end. Are you serious? No way. Wait, maybe. Okay, let's go back to the mansion. Let's just keep trying, see what happens. I've got to prioritize my own life. I recall yesterday's bloodbath, back when the air was rich with the smell of death and blood. I don't want to see such a scene ever again. If I stick around Arcueid, it's all but inevitable that I'll be exposed to that kind of thing again. If I don't want that to happen, I should return to the safety of the mansion. There's just one big flaw in my decision. I'm well aware of what it is. I'm even conscious that this is wrong of me as a person. I force those thoughts out. I'm not running away. That's what I keep telling myself as I head on home.
屋敷に戻ろうそうすればきっと
So, like, where are we now? Okay, we're going... Oh, wait, frick. Okay, shouldn't have looked at that. Okay. Night will fall. All this weird stuff will be resolved somewhere far away from me.
そこの人ちょっといいですか
Yeah, what are we doing with this? This is new. Just as I'm about to get up from the bench, a voice calls out to me from behind me.
ほっといてもいいんですけど あんまりにも情けない顔してるので。
You're definitely someone important and related to the world of magic in some way, but I have no idea how or why. It's a girl I think I've never seen before, yet somehow strikes me as oddly familiar. I'd wager she's a middle schooler, but she's not wearing a uniform. Looks like I'm not the only one skipping school today.
情けないって何が？
顔粘土みたいな色してます。人って死ぬ時はそういう顔するんですよね。
It's worrying you know what that looks like. Oh. Dang. We get to see him. If she's trying to crack a joke, it's not a very good one. I can't even grace her response with a laugh. But the girl doesn't look at all fazed by my silent consternation. That's a good word.
冗談じゃなくて、今のは経験談です。知り合いのじいちゃん、そんな顔色から3時間もしたら呼吸止まっちゃって。救急車呼べばまだ助かったかも。なので。
The girl doesn't get any closer than this. She neatly observes from a meter of a distance between the two of us.
救急車呼びます。なら携帯貸してください。私のは使いたくないんで。
Weird, but okay.
Oh.
I let out a sigh of relief at her unexpected offer. She's right. I feel terrible right about now, though I hadn't noticed. But as I'm suddenly brought back into normality, I start feeling better. My breathing stabilizes.
いや、大丈夫。ちょっとした貧血だからすぐ収まる。でも声をかけてくれてありがとう。
そうっすか。じゃあ、私はこれで。体調、ずっと悪いんですか？
The girl looked like she was ready to leave, then followed up with a strange question.
まあ、生まれつきかな。子供の頃から少し運動するとめまいがするんだ。
じゃあ犬とかダメですね。
Oh.
遊びに付き合ってあげられないし。
No, just get a tiny dog. Just a little guy.
いや、散歩くらいは問題ないけど。
Yeah. Not like I have any particular desire to own a dog, but the assertion that I couldn't fills me with sadness.
散歩とか。顔色まだ悪いですよ。早く家に帰ってお休みすることをお勧めします。
Who are you? You're so mysterious. The girl leaves.
あれ？
For whatever reason, when I watched her leave, I got the impression that she was actually in poorer health than I am. Oh. Huh? Okay. I never got that from her, but sure. Ultimately, I took some more time to rest up in the park before heading home. With the sun nowhere to be found, the streets are already shrouded in darkness. It's already after 7 o'clock. The gates of the mansion will close at 8. I should hurry if I don't want to receive a scolding from Akiha, even though we didn't go to school today and we'll get a scolding for that. As usual, there's no one on the road surrounding the mansion. The sun has only just set, but it's so quiet, you'd think it was well past midnight.
そういえばここって。
This is where I went that night, when the dog was keeping me awake. Oh, hi, that made me jump. A lump of blackened meat drops down in front of my eyes. Oh, hello! My blood runs cold. Why are they here? Flitters through my mind. Isn't it obvious? Follows at its heels. Arcueid wasn't the only one they saw back in the alley. There was a human with her too. Me. I've tried so hard to ignore the obvious truth. Instinct finally catches up, and I reach for my knife. I back away, keeping my eyes on the dead that have emerged from the forest at the edge of the road. Then, I think we're gonna die. That's strange. Suddenly, everything around me turns bright red. There's screaming. It sounds like it's coming from somewhere nearby. My body jerks and writhes with pain like a wound-up spring set loose. I keep twitching and squirming. My consciousness, my body, my vision, my world, all of it flashes in and out of view like an ambulance's emergency lights. Screaming. Screaming. So much screaming. It's like the sound is coming from my own mouth. Oh, that's how you pronounce that shape. I drop onto the ground with a thud. I can't move my limbs. They're not in any state to be moved. All that remains is the pain that sears through my eyeballs. Why is your text in, like, brackets? The low voice sounds muffled. Pools of grease make popping noises on the heated asphalt. Yet even until his final moments, Shikitono never realized the sound came from his own oozing filth. We did it. We got... Oh, they just say end? Oh, I preferred when they said, like, dead end. Here we go. This segment has been created solely for the purpose of assisting troubled players and bears no relation to any actual persons or Tsukihime characters. Please may be advised, may diverge substantially in tone from the main story. Yes, we're here. Dubious hint segment number 1. Yes, please. I'm so excited. We're finally here. Oh my god, the budget. The budget has increased. Yeah, teach me, Miss CL. There's Neko Arc.
こんにちは。突然のデッドエンド驚かれましたか？迷える遠野くんを正しいエンディングまで導く救済コーナー。
I love this design.
教えて、シエル先生にようこそ。教官のシエルです。
Oh, 18 years old as of this title. Okay.
マジかよ。タイトルじゃ先生なのに教官とはこれいかに。
So it's worth mentioning, in the original, it wasn't Neko Arc. It was just a weird little cat version of... It was Arcueid, but it was Arcueid drawn like a shitty little cat. Neko Arc itself came later.
まあ、そういう細かいところはどうでもいい。という精神は私を見てもらえばわかると思う。こんにちは。
Classes.
バッドエンド界のソムリエクイーン。セクシーすぎて本編で気になった猫アルクです。こういう大人のコーナーは初めてかい。まあ第1回だから初めてだろうけど落ち着けよ。
Please don't call me big boy.
こちらの生き物は無視してもらって構いません。基本私の発言だけ教訓としていただければ。では今回の死因の検証ですが。
Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, hey, immolation.
早速燃えてますな、メガネくん。道端でヒューマントーチはロックすぎにゃい？
Nice reference, you know. Okay.
なんでこんなことになってんだ、シエル。この町、道に地雷でも埋まってんの？それはもちろん、目撃されたのに一人で出歩いてしまったからですね。あんな能天気な吸血鬼と一緒の部屋にいられるか、俺は実家に帰らせてもらうという気持ちは痛いほどわかりますが、ここはぐっと我慢の子。巻き込まれてしまったとはいえ、遠野くんはもう関係者なのです。当面の敵、吸血鬼を何とかするまでお家に帰ってはいけません。
Alright.
一旦外に出てもまだ最後のチャンスがあったでしょ。そのあたりでホテルに戻ってしまうのがよろしいかと。
Okay, so the correct response is to leave, but then go back. I hope we get to see this plush get murdered in so many ways.
Oh,
Oh, this is actually something I'm curious about.
バンバン下げましょう。むしろ全編塩対応でお願いします。
Okay.
だってこの吸血鬼、恐ろしいことに遠野くんが何言っても好感度下がりませんからね。
Oh, right, because there's no relationship points. You're in.
そんなことないと思うけどにゃ。怒るときは怒るよ。でもほら、怒鳴ってる時の必死な感じがたまんないっていうか。ほら見なさい。恋愛脳の自覚ないんですか？同じヒロインでも最後までクールに振る舞い、仕事に生きるヒロインを見習ってほしいものです。え
These broads got some kind of nerve.
え
Did I say something strange? Oh god, she might be serious. Is that a stamp? Is that a stamp to collect? Oh, good. Good. Anyways, so let's load this data. And then... Okay, woman told me to be her shield. I need to find out... Okay, so let's go... I'm leaving. Fast forward. And then we will go back. Okay, so now we will go back to the hotel. I may have my doubts, but I remember what Master said. I'm not asking you to be a saint. Just do what you think is right. While a part of me is questioning my own sanity, I can't bring myself to betray Arcueid's trust. She may not be human, but she still had faith in me. She forgave an unforgivable sin without a second thought. Next to that, my life is a small price to pay. I'd be ashamed not to offer it in return.
バカだな。本当に俺はバカだった。
I slap my cheeks to clear my head. Then I stand up from the bench. I'm not going back to school, nor to the Tono mansion. I set off at a run towards the hotel, not once looking back. So the question is, will that go back to the previous scene there, or will it be considered a different one? The last of the sun is slipping beneath the horizon as I reach the hotel room. I slip inside, tiptoeing to avoid detection. As long as I've made it back before Arcueid wakes up, she'll be none the wiser. Unfortunately, she's both awake and absolutely furious. More fire! Crap. I'm dead. Mademoiselle Vampire, hell truly hath no fury. I've seen firsthand exactly what Arcueid can do to her enemies. I shudder to imagine what she'd do to someone who abandoned her. But I did come back! I'll be lucky if the hotel is still standing when she's done. I pivot into full excuse mode. It's probably far too late for that, but dying for lack of trying would be worse than running away. I brace myself for the worst.
もうどこに行ってたのよ。外に出るときはちゃんと声をかけてから言ってよね。
あれ
This isn't quite the apocalyptic reckoning I imagined.
日が落ちたから目を覚ましてみれば仕切ったらいないんだもの。トイレにはいないし、ロビーで食事をとっているのかなって様子を見に行っても姿がないし。
You know, I know the phrase in the toilet means like in the washroom, but it's also really funny to imagine just that he got stuck in the toilet. He just, the butt slipped in and that's it. Skibbity sheeky.
一体どこに行ってたのよ、あなたは。
She's definitely mad. But it's not because she's realized I betrayed
いや
her.
ちょっとホテルの外に出てたというか。
本気？スカイマンに見つかった以上、式だって安全じゃないのよ。むやみに外に出て行って、またあの黒ひょうに襲われたらどうするつもりだったの？
Well, you see, this time I brought a spray bottle. Finally, I get it. She's not angry about the fact I wasn't here. The notion that I might have intentionally run away hasn't even crossed her mind. Rather, Arcueid has worked herself up into a rage purely out of concern that I might be in danger. A wave of shame hits me as I realize how close I came to breaking her heart.
ちょっとシキ、私の話聞いてる？
ああ、聞いてる。そうだな。俺が悪かった。勝手に出て行って。ごめん。
I bow with every last ounce of sincerity in my body.
そんなに真剣に謝ってもらうことじゃないけど。とにかくシキは無防備すぎるわ。相手は吸血鬼なんだからもっと気を引き締めるべきよ。それとも何？もしかして破滅願望でもあるの？自分から殺されに行くとか私を怒らせるとか。そういうことなら規定状態と霊気状態をコンマで繰り返す人間の言葉じゃ表現できないぐらいの極限空間に叩き込んであげましょうか。
What? Is that what your cube is? Oh, wow. Her voice is completely devoid of malice. If anything, that's the scariest part.
なわけあるか。あとな、それただの地獄だから。
Yeah, pretty
人間の言語
much.
表現なめるなバカ。大体無防備なのはそっちだって同じだろ。そう。俺は一度はお前を殺してるんだぞ。そんな俺を見張り番にして眠るなんてどうかしてる。今回だってそうしなかったとは限らないじゃないか。
Arcueid falls silent, apparently only having just realized she's rooming with her murderer.
そういえばそうよね。なんでだろう。なんとなくね、路地裏でシキと話しているうちに信用しきってたみたい。
It was a little talk indeed. It wasn't much. Well, it's not like she has any bad intentions.
そうか。そこまで信用されてるんなら、それなりに努力はする。あとはずっと見張っていればいいのか？
ええ、とりあえず朝日が昇るまでね。私は部屋から出ないから、シキは誰かがこのフロアにやってくるようだったら用心して。
Easier said than done. If something like that panther shows up again, I'm not sure what I'd be able to do about it. I'm way out of my league here. Can't exactly do my job as a bodyguard without knowing what I'm up against first. Might be best if I continue where we left off last time. Panthers and burning zombies aside, I still know pretty much nothing about Arcueid or who she's hunting. You know what? I think we'll get back to this. Because I'm actually real curious about... If we go to the flow chart, right? That looks like another... Okay, so yeah. We had those two scenes, but what happens if we say to do that? Because that's Vampires 101, right? We'll come back to this. Let's see what happens if we instead... Whoops, yes. What if we instead just stay? Do we just skip ahead to it, or is there another thing? That's a good thing to check. Okay. It's, okay, fast forward goes pretty quickly, all things considered. Okay. It's a little stuttery, because it has to load everything, but it's doing a pretty good job. Right? It's actually, like, playing a lot of the sounds, too. Okay, so this is happening. So yeah, let's do the staying put and see what happens.
約束したからな。
That's right. I did. No matter what happens, I don't intend to break my promises. Arcueid is still asleep. I honestly can't tell by looking at her, but she did say she was weakened. She even said she was at her limit earlier, but the real question is whether I should stay or leave. Didn't even have the chance to think on it before. It's quiet in here. We're the only two people in this room, on this entire floor, even. So I'll save wondering if it's rude to count self-proclaimed vampires as people for later.
なんだそりゃ。失礼ってどっちに対して言ってんだ。
I scold myself. After being chased the entire morning, my body is too tired to move properly. Even thinking is exhausting.
とにかく、まずは落ち着こう。
I tear myself away from the door to sit down. The chair I choose is a tall one adjacent to the minibar. I find a bottle of mineral water inside and pour myself a glass.
よし。
The cool water unravels my scrambled thoughts. The wild chain of events this morning has clogged up my mind to keep me from thinking clearly. I should take this chance to carefully decide on my next move.
マジかよ。
It's my second resigned exclamation of the day. The one before was directed at Arcueid, but this time it's aimed squarely at myself. The sound of her gentle breathing brushes against my ears, pulling my focus away. What is wrong with me? What am I doing getting all excited and worked up over her at a time like this? I need to leave the room. This must be because the fear that gripped me in the alley still hasn't let go. I just need to go take a deep breath in the hallway and I'll be fine. The strange heat in my chest will go away. There's not a single other guest or staff wandering the top floor. Arcueid is currently sleeping in the corner room at the end of the hallway. We've got a clear view of whatever could come our way, but also means we're that much further from the elevators.
そういえば学校。
Yeah. It's a little past 11 a.m. now, and I've doubtlessly already been marked as absent. It'll be a lot of trouble if the school calls the mansion, but there's little I can do to prevent that. Kia's definitely gonna have a thing or two to say about this, but this isn't the time to worry about that, especially the staying overnight part. Yeah.
ニュースだけど、アリヒコにメールしとくか。
See, this is wild because, again, as soon as you can add cell phones to the mix, things change. I don't feel good, so I'm skipping. Make up some excuse for me if you can. I sent him a loose reason for my absence in hopes that will rise to the call for help. I'm not begging him to work any miracles, just hoping he could figure something out if the opportunity presents itself. If only I could tell him more about what's happening. See, this is the thing. If a student's like, yo, this student's sick, mark him absent, I'm like, boom, done, easy, thank you.
いやいや、それこそ救急車案件でしょ。
There's no way to explain the situation without sounding like a lunatic. Our ego doesn't need to know more than this.
さて。
Thinking of a familiar face calmed me down a little. It's time for me to return to the room where the self-proclaimed vampire slumbers. Oh, and now are we going back to the scene of her being like, hey, why'd you step away?
失礼します。
Let's see. I knew she'd still be asleep, but it'd feel weird to enter the room without a word. Which is weird, because I do that all the time, but I feel like that's a cultural thing. The woman in white is sleeping, just like she was when I left. It's like she barely moved. She doesn't look the slightest bit threatening in her sleep. If I didn't know any better, I'd say she looked like the princess of some foreign country. I've avoided the sofa long enough. Even though I know I might not be able to get back up again, I take a seat. After all, the sofa is the only place in the room that has a good overview of both the bed and the door. It is just as ridiculously comfortable as I'd anticipated. Its fluffy cushions call to me. I feel like I might just melt into them. But I stop myself. I'm supposed to stand guard, so I can't fall asleep now. Even from here, she's almost nightmarishly beautiful. Her smooth, pale skin, her slender fingers, each one a piece of fine art, the soft curves of her body. Every last detail of her body is without equal. When put together, the composition is flawless. I've never seen a figure so sublime. No, that's not right. In all my life, I thought I'd never seen one. I let out a long sigh as I look up at the ceiling. For all that talk about being a vampire and coming back from the dead, Arcueid is a living creature, one that looks and talks just like a human. And the fact that she's too weak to even get up on her own is all my fault.
自分でしでかしたことの責任は自分で取らないとな。
I think back to what I was taught in my younger days. It was Master who told me. As my eyes are unusual, that they may attract other unusual things. No time for me to pull myself together. For now, I need to keep my promise. Tonight, at least. I'll protect her in whatever way I... Did bro close his eyes? Oh, he was sitting on there and he closed his eyes. Oh, yep. Big nap, boys. White. Sorry, didn't mean to click that. I open my eyes to the color white. The color pulls an old memory from the recesses of my mind. Oh, cicadas? Are we here? Hot summer day. Huge, fluffy clouds cover the blue sky. The air shimmers with heat. The keening of cicadas eats at me. Ooh, I like that wording more. The cries of the cicadas. My hands are glistening with red liquid, as if they were dipped in paint. Screech, screech, screech. Oh, this is the noise part, right? Except they did it just as screech over and over, and not the noises of the cicadas, which, yeah, sure. Cicada husks are scattered around. It feels as if the beating sun is right on top of us, burning, sizzling, scorching the clearing. A hot, midsummer day. It's as if the world has warped into one massive frying pan. Whoa! Akiha is crying. Oh, this CG rules. This CG rules. Akiha is crying. Akiha, who's always following after me, is weeping into her hands. A child is on the ground next to her. The sunlight plays over my slick, wet hands. Yes, my hands are cold. The other child is cold. The red blood painting our world is warm. Shiki. The adults are here. The other child is dead. The adults are yelling. They scream, asking whether I killed him. A dream forgotten, even within a dream. I feel like they did a better job of hiding the fact there was the three of them there for a long time in the original. In the original, it really felt like there was only two for so long. Like it was just Akiha and Shiki. But they make it pretty obvious here that now there's more than one. Okay. Mind you, that's because I know. Who knows, maybe someone playing this blind will be like, oh, weird. Shiki can see himself or something. My body is violently shaken from its slumber. A cold hand grips my shoulder as an unfamiliar voice calls to me. Arcueid stands in front of me. The world outside the window is dark. When I glance at the clock, I realize it's already past 8. Dang, you slept for a long time. Also, where are we? Oh, see, it's an entire alternate scene here. Okay. Alright.
あれじゃないわ。日が沈んだら起こしてって言ったのに、仕切ったら眠ってるんだもん。
悪い。寝てたのか、俺。
I'm such a mess. To think I'd fallen asleep while watching over her.
もう、そんなんじゃ護衛失格よ。二人とも眠っていたなんて、襲われていたら私もシキも死んでたところよ。
だから悪いって言ってるだろ。でもほら、昼間は安全だって言ったのはお前じゃないか。
Yeah, take a look outside, buddy. It is definitely not that anymore.
絶対とは言い切れないわ。朝みたいに使い魔がやってくることだってあるんだから。
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't even think about that. Yeah, familiars could absolutely still go out. Arcueid's mad. Of course, she has every right to be. A guard who falls asleep during his watch is no more useful than a scarecrow.
それにね、私だって吸血鬼なんだよ、シキ。なのにどうして身の危険とか感じないで眠っちゃったりできるのかな。少しは緊張して眠れないとか。
That is pretty funny. They both are like, hey, aren't you scared that it's me? I take back my apology. She seems more upset about the fact that I wasn't too terrified to sleep near her than my failure as a bodyguard.
体も少しは動くようになって目を覚ましてみれば、仕切ったら幸せそうに眠ってるじゃない。
I like to imagine he's curled up, thumb in his mouth.
あんまりにも無防備だから吸血鬼として威厳がないのかなって本気で不安になったんだから。
Oh my god, don't use that word, please.
なんだよ、無防備なのはそっちだって同じだろ。
Keep saying it.
俺だって一度はお前を殺してるんだぞ。今回だってそうしないとは限らないのに、お姫様みたいにグースか寝やがって。人間だからって甘く見るなよな。
I bite back at her, like a trapped mouse squeaking at a cat. It's really just a bitter attempt to save face, and yet... I feel like we've wrapped back around. Yeah, look, we're back. Oh my god. Oh, this is cool. Wait, so if we go to the auto, will it go quickly?
確認するぞ、アルクエイド。
Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, that's so good.
路地裏で襲ってきた奴らは、お前の敵が差し向けたやつなのか。
差し向けたというより巡回ね。一定のルートで街を監視するのがあいつらの役割だったんでしょう。その巡回ルートで私とシキが話し込んでいたから、結果的に私がいるってバレちゃったみたい。
バレちゃったってお前の敵に？
そう、体調が万全なら手間が省けてよかったんだけど、今の私じゃ逆に倒されかねない。
Yeah, it's like, you know, being full HP and getting into a random encounter and you're like, heck yeah, easy experience. But if you're low HP, it's like, oh no, I could die.
だからシキと一緒にここまで逃げたの。体力が戻る前に襲われたら撃つ手はないから。
Arcueid's enemy is the serial killer that's been terrorizing this town, another vampire. From the sound of it, the vampire is after Arcueid as well. Though they don't seem to be on a level playing field right now. Arcueid is still extremely weak.
そして敵とやらには手足になる部下がいて、お前には誰もいないと。
Arcueid pouts and pulls her shoulders up in a huff. She isn't refuting it. That must mean she really is alone. I mean, she does have Len, but Len is not going to be helpful. Well, I guess that makes it easier for me.
お前、さっき吸血鬼はそれぞれ個体差があるって言ってたけど、これはそういう話だ。
Oh God. Oh, they do for the Len scene. Oh, what will they do?
じゃあ、仲間がたくさんいる吸血鬼ってのはどんなやつなんだ？
それはどうすれば簡単に説明できるかな。
Arcueid's eyes wander over the ceiling as she thinks. It doesn't feel like she's that used to conversation.
いいよ、難しいままで。話せることなら何でもいいから話してくれ。
Tell me the complicated stuff and I will parse it and understand 50%.
俺もわけがわからないけど、なんとか話の筋を見極めるから。
Mm-hmm.
そう？ありがとう、シキ。
はいはい。
We'll know.
俺はいいから。
We know the complicated stuff. Arcueid nods earnestly.
仲間がたくさんいると言っても何パターンかあるんだけど、この町に潜んでいる人は古いタイプの吸血鬼よ。
Oh my god, the chart. This is awesome.
教会風に言うなら上司の吸血鬼ね。
I've never heard that. Castellan, like someone who owns a castle? Oh my god, this is so good actually.
この上司は段階に分けて村や町を侵していくわ。
Okay, so fully autonomous can create children from humans but drinking their blood or others corrupting them. Okay.
まずは初手、信仰1。能力的に優れた人間を見繕って、
these are
その
new
血を吸って
words.
しもべにする。
This is totally different. I don't recognize any of this unless it's had other words in. If it's had other, like, you know, phrasing in the other versions, but this is new.
吸血鬼に血を吸われた人間は死んで上司の操り人形になるけど、人間だった頃のパーソナリティも残している。
Because I'm trying to understand what a nightmare and a nightkin is.
要は人格の残った死体ね。使徒の海底で言うと3段階目の上級の使い魔ってところ。
Right off the bat, there's a bunch of stuff I don't understand. Huh? But at least my mind's feeling a lot clearer after that nap. I'm just gonna skip past all the terminology I didn't understand and go straight to the few words I did. No, please, I want more. So I wonder what would happen if I did the other one. I'm curious, actually, if would I have fallen asleep here otherwise? I wonder.
3回転じゃ吸血鬼とは言えないかな。
Oh my god, there's ranks? What are these? Okay. Okay, intelligent enough to disguise themselves by mimicking humans, brains reconstructed, elite infantry. Okay. Worker ants. Okay.
じゃあ路地裏で出てきたやつらは。
あれはもう一個下。2回転目の式。
Those are ghouls. Okay. We fought those in FGO. Yeah.
人間への擬態もできない。命じられたことをこなすだけの労働
So
力。
once they no longer can act like humans at all. Okay. And then blindly follows, absent of any will, requires minimal effort, cannon fodder. Getting a little carried away, Arcueid has gone outlined different types of vampires on the board. I'm curious about nightmares and nightkin though. What are those? She's surprisingly multi-talented. Yeah, can we get more on those things
都市の
there?
人間をある程度の数しもべにした上司は棺を用意して眠りにつく。日中は活動できないし、何より上司の吸血鬼は活動するだけで目立つから。食料の備蓄、勢力拡大はしもべたちに任せるの。
I'm also
かく
curious
して
about the
3回転
lesser
より
part.
上のしもべたちは人間に擬態して少しずつ他の人間たちを
Ancestors
捕
are
食
like
して
the
いく。
major. Okay, they can mimic humans well enough to prey on them effectively.
人間の血肉はしもべたちの活動源にもなるけど、その大半は上司に送られる。上司は棺で眠ったまま力を蓄え、最後にはコミュニティごと自分の血肉に変えてしまう。
Can we get more info on those two, please?
これがこの町に潜んでいるものの特性よ。今はまだしもべの数が少ないから大した能力はないんだけど、犠牲者が増えれば増えた分だけ上司の力は増していく。その前に棺を見つけて倒してしまえばいいんだけど、私はまだ敵の寝床さえ見つけられていない。今回はよっぽど巧妙に隠れてるのか、気配さえ感じない。
I can't even remember where, if we ever find Nero Chaos's coffin. I don't think so. We just fight him in the park.
寝床を見つけちゃえば片付けるのは簡単なんだけどね。今回は手がかりがない状態だから仕方なく昼間から街を歩いて調べていたの。そうしていたら通りすがりの殺人鬼に襲われちゃって、まあ大変。
Stuff happens, right? Arcueid claps her hands together and punctuates her sentence with a bright smile. Oh, that's really cute. That's me she's talking about. Oh, I missed that. What was that? I swallowed
とりあえず
uncomfortably.
話は見えてきた。この町には人間を食い物にする化け物が救っていて、アルクエイドはそれを退治しに来た。けどそいつの居場所を探している時に、俺にやられちまって、今は弱っているから回復するまで隠れてる。
うん、簡単にまとめるとそういうことかな。
じゃあ次、その敵とやらは何だってそんな回りくどいことをするんだ。
Buddy, it's the Nasuverse. Everything has to be complicated.
しもべなんか作らずに全部一人でやればいいじゃないか。
単純に弱いからよ。どれほどの懲罰能力、どれほどのライフスケールを持った吸血鬼でも一人では生きられない。
They did use the phrase life scale, which, yeah, that's specifically what the Black Barrel uses against them.
弱点が多い彼らは決して表舞台に長居はしない。だから 脆弱だけど弱点の少ない人間を使い魔にして安全圏から血を集める。言ってしまうとリスク回避ね。
I do gotta wonder about, like, the whole... Because I know Arcueid is fine with, like, garlic and stuff, right? But, like, what about dead apostles? Are they fine with garlic? What about crucifixes? What about the, running water thing?
弱点が多いね。その具体的には
日の光、魔力枯渇
Yeah,
が主だけど、
sunlight. Okay.
最大の弱点はそうね、敵が多いということかしら。
That's fair.
敵が多い。それはお前みたいな。
私は例外というか特例よ。
She should just say, don't
吸
consider
血
me
鬼
at
は
all.
ね、人間に嫌われているの。人間の最大の武器は数と共有でしょ。
Okay, this looks like a real church. Again, this looks like a photo taken. Just like straight up like Notre Dame Cathedral.
いるのよ。世界には吸血鬼が事件を起こせば駆けつけてくる吸血鬼を殺すことだけを目的とした人間が。特に陰湿で執念深いのが教会。西欧を中心にした宗教の異端狩り。主の意志を人の手で代行するなんてお題目から代行者と呼ばれているわ。もう何百年も使徒を殺す技術を磨いてきた人間たちでね。こいつらは下手な吸血鬼より厄介よ。
They can do some pretty crazy
だから
things.
吸血鬼は一旦隠れるの。いちいち相手をしていたら血も集まらないし、何より封印される危険性があるから。
Hunters sent by a church. Sounds like the Inquisitions and witch hunts of the Middle Ages. They must be incredible specialists to make even vampires hide and cower in fear. Something still has me scratching my
一
head.
旦隠れる。つまり血をたくさん集めてしまえば隠れる必要はない。
そうよ。力さえつけてしまえば隠れる必要はない。教会の代行者たちがやってこようと後の祭り。吸血鬼はその町で貯めた資産で暴虐の限りを尽くす。そうして町を完全に食い物にした後、また新しい狩り場を求めて移動する。あなたたち人間が吸血鬼を排除したかったら、それは事件が起きる前に気づくしかない。吸血鬼事件なんてものが起きた時点で、その町は根元から腐っている。四季には悪いけど、もう何人ものしもべが徘徊しているこの町は、あなたたち人間の手では回復できない状況よ。
If only we had like a back alley alliance of crazy powerful lesbians. Arcueid's explanation is a little hard for me to swallow. I mean, I understand what she's trying to say, but understanding and accepting are two very different things. She can't just tell me that my town is beyond saving and expect me to nod along like, okay, sure. But the problem feels much more fundamental here.
やっぱり俺には信じられない。
何よ、私が四季を騙してるって言いたいの？
いや、そうじゃないよ。アルクエイドの話は全部本当だってわかる。
当たり前じゃない。その必要性がないんだもの。
だからさ、俺はお前が信じられないじゃなくて、吸血鬼ってものがわからないんだよ。気軽に吸血鬼と言うけど、まだピンとこない。
Also, very few of it actually is similar to, the main historical, cultural view of vampires. It's like it's all very different.
確かにお前は人間じゃない。それだけはわかる。でも、だからって吸血鬼とか言われても実感が湧かないんだ。
そういえばそうね。四季の知ってる吸血鬼像と私という吸血鬼像は大きく違うし。
Yeah, to the point where if I showed this character to people, they would not call you a vampire.
そういうことだ。俺は吸血鬼なんてものが本当にいるってことより、吸血鬼がこんなやつだなんて想像もしなかった。古いタイプとか言われてもお手上げだ。お前とそいつらの違いもわからない。
I finally managed to figure out what's been bothering me. I can't continue this conversation without understanding what differentiates her from other vampires. It would be wrong of me to trust her without good reason. If anything, it's entirely possible that she poses an even bigger threat than this Castellan.
そっか。人間から見ればそうよね。どっちも未知ならどっちも同じくらい危険に見えるってことか。
Oh boy, she's
いいわ。
excited.
それじゃあ今回はさらに特別授業。吸血鬼基礎編について教えてあげましょう。
Let's do this. Arcueid proudly holds up a
いい
finger.
けどさ、なんだよその基礎編って。
式は素人だから吸血鬼なら子猫でも知っているようなことから始めないといけないでしょ。
Oh, this is fun.
だから基礎編。大丈夫。先輩としてバシッと教えてあげるから。
Doubt, but okay. Teacher? Since when? I've got to admit, it feels a little condescending for her to explain this to me like I was some kind of kid.
オーケー。とりあえず手短に頼むよ。
任せて。できる限り努力するわ。
I'm not sure if I feel all that ready to leave it to her. Like I observed before, Arcueid really doesn't seem that used to conversing with others. I guess a self-proclaimed vampire doesn't get many chances to talk to humans. Glancing at the clock, I noticed it's a little before midnight. Oh my god, we've been talking for 4 hours. I'm kind of shocked that so much time has passed already, but luckily for us, we've still got plenty of time to kill. Vampire 101.
まずは種類分けね。一般に吸血鬼とは言うけど、大きく2つのものに分けられるわ。元から吸血鬼だったもの
Natural born used to
と
be
後から
human. Okay,
吸血
yeah,
鬼
yeah.
になったもの。前者を神祖と言って後者を使徒と呼ぶの。
Little sparkles and stuff.
あなた
Yeah.
たちが吸血鬼と呼んでいるのは使徒の方。
Uh-huh. Drink human blood, weak to sunlight.
さっきの海底の話も使徒の生態系ね。人間の血を吸い、しもべにして太陽の光に弱く、洗礼儀式の前に敗退する。
Mm-hmm.
私たちの敵も使徒と区別される吸血鬼よ。
I can't help but notice that at some point her enemy has become our enemy, but I guess that's how it is, just is for now, so I decided to let it pass.
その使徒ってのは初めから吸血鬼じゃないって言ったけど、それはどういうことだ？
使徒は人間とか動物とか、とにかくもともとは吸血種ではなかった者たちよ。
That is worth mentioning. There are some animal ones, right?
魔術の果てに不老になった者か、血を吸われてしもべになった者とがいる。まあ、どっちの場合も結果は同じだけど。吸血鬼になった者は不完全ながらも不老不死の肉体を手に入れて人間のカテゴリーから外されるの。
Oh, is that meant to be... Is that meant to be primate murder? Scary. Super strong. So we got true ancestors, which are naturally born vampires, as well as dead apostles, which are humans who turned into vampires. Can't quite put my finger on it. Something about this story still seems fundamentally off to me.
ねえシキ、あなたは吸血鬼の特徴をどのくらい知ってるの？
ありきたりのイメージしか持ってないよ。処女の血を吸ったり、睨むだけで金縛りにしたり、霧になったり、狼に変わったりするあたりが一般的に聞く吸血鬼のイメージだけど。
I think they more turn into bats and not wolves.
うん、大体は合ってるかな。
Okay. Dang, she is going... She's so happy she found this board.
処女の血を吸うというのはまだ他の人間と体液の交換をしていない血液が彼らの遺伝子を補うのに適しているから。
Wow, okay.
通常の血液より栄養がある程度の違いね。
Huh. I don't think this was ever brought up in the original. Being a virgin actually is a thing. Huh.
使徒、後天的に吸血鬼になった者は不完全な不老不死なの。 確かに不老で死ににくい動的な細胞を持つ生命体に変貌した。
Yeah, because there's like age immortality where you still need to eat and not be killed, and then there's like, you know, true immortality, which is like don't need to eat, can't be killed.
けどそれは燃え盛る火のようなもので、エネルギーを常に補充しないと消えてしまう。どんな生物だって栄養を取らないと活動できないでしょ。それと同じよ。ただ吸血種は食事、栄養さえ取り続けていれば寿命がない。人たちのような吸血鬼になった吸血鬼はね、自分が生きていくのに必要だから血を吸うの。もともとは人間だったから不老不死の肉体というのは無理があるのよ。
I'm gonna be honest too. I feel like this is doing a much better job at explaining all this than the fan translation.
彼らの肉体を構成する遺伝子は長生きすればするほど、力をつければつけるほど原子の増大に耐えられなくなる。
Huh, interesting.
力を増やし続けないと崩壊してしまうくせに、力をつけすぎると事故
Its
に
life
立
is
ち
a balancing act.
秩序を保てない。それを補うためにはどうするか。簡単よ。他から自分のような異常な秩序ではない正常な秩序を取り込んで、失われていく秩序を補完していけばいい。人間が食事に有機化合物を好むのと一緒。
I mean, you say organic compounds, but I just means, you know, like meat and stuff, right?
吸血鬼は血液からその正常な遺伝情報やカロリーを採集する。魂の熱量と言い換えてもいいわ。要は人間の血を吸ってその遺伝情報を取り込むことで自身の肉体を固定してるってこと。
Oh, it's a big chain.
人にと
Chain
っ
of
て
genetic
吸血は
information.
食事や力のプールであるのと同時に存在のために必要不可欠な行為なの。
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that all makes sense. The explanation makes my head spin with both its complexity and length. I'm not following this at all, but Arcueid carries right
で
along.
次は睨むだけで金縛りにするって
Oh my
や
god,
つ
we're
ね。
really going in.
こ
Oh
れは
wow,
魔眼の
we're
一種
really
よ。
going in. I wonder if he'll
眼
go,
球は便利
hey,
で強力な魔
I
術回
think
路だか
that's what
ら
I
魔眼を
have.
持つ吸血種は多いわ。指向性の魔力放出機能が分かりやすいかな。目からそうね、ビームっていうの、ああいうのを出すイメージ。
It's funny because in Actress Again, you just have eye beams.
出るのかビーム。
He's so excited. Arcueid said something so outrageous I can't help but jump up from my seat.
出ないと思う。
You lie, you can.
いくらなんでもそんな意味不明な吸血鬼はいないと思う。あくまでイメージの話ね。
I'm relieved. And I'm also a little disappointed. All boys love beams.
ていうか魔眼ってなんだよ。
Will he put two and two together and realize he has them?
特別な目のこと。魔術回路を使用してシングルアクションの魔術を放出する異能。まあ技術みたいなものね。
Hey, we get the grades here. Cool.
ほら、人間には剣術とかあるでしょ。あれと同じ。
Oh, that's kind of neat. This is actually really good.
いろいろな種類があるけど、使徒であれば誰でも使える技法みたいなものよ。もっとも鍛えたところで威力は術者の個体差、才能に左右されるけどね。
I don't think we've seen all of these. There's some new ones here.
私たち吸血鬼が持つのは魅惑の魔眼。これが基本にして最も強力というか、吸血鬼というあり方において魅惑以外の魔眼はあんまり意味がないというか。
It's actually pretty good that they're talking about this, because this is this what CL used for girl bossing, or was it another thing? I can't remember.
魅惑の魔眼は見た相手を魅惑するんじゃなくて、吸血鬼の目を見てしまった相手を魅惑するの。強力な吸血鬼は魔眼で相手の脳に意志を叩きつけて、その思考を完全に掌握するんだけど、 まあそこまでの魔眼を保持する人は稀かな。
That sounds like hypnosis or brainwashing. You could go up to someone and tell them to forget everything they saw. With a power like that, you could cover up any murder, even if there are witnesses at the scene.
理屈はさておいて、要は目を見たらまずいってこと？
よくできました。だから吸血鬼と向かい合った時は顔じゃなくて全体を俯瞰するのが基本よ。相手と目線を合わせるなんて自殺行為だからね。次は霧になるだっけ。
We're doing
こ
all
れも2
this?
種類に分類されるかな。
Really?
高等なのは本当に粒子化するもの。自己を拡散させて現象になるという離れ技。これが広範囲かつ長時間できる人は数えるほどしかいないはず。
I don't think this ever came up in the original. Whoa,
多
really?
等なのは目くらましね。影武者の方が分かりやすいかな。
Like shadow clone jutsu.
用心深い吸血鬼は分身を作ってそれに意識を乗せて活動する。
Okay.
用が済んだら分身を操る魔力をカットするんだけど、それが塵になって無散することから霧になって消えたように見えるだけ。
Huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. He's just speechless. So she actually knows about Kagemusha? She might be a vampire from some foreign country, but she's surprisingly knowledgeable about Japanese culture. We're doing it
狼
all?
他の動物に変わるっていうのは破損した肉体を使いまで補っている副産物ね。
That's a little guy. Oh, what a cute little guy. Oh,
長い
well,
年月
there
を
it
生
goes.
きた吸血鬼ほど崩壊する肉体の保管は通常の命では間に合わない。だから力のある獣を取り込んでそれを体として使っている。
Become as dogs. Become as dogs.
必要な時はその獣を元に戻して刺激するから狼になった狼を出したように見える。
Huh. Interesting. Dogs and birds are popular.
人たちは命のリペアとして古い獣を1匹ぐらいは体に取
Okay,
り込
so
んで
this is okay. I was gonna say, like, what makes this? What makes then
あんまり多く取り込
Nero
むと
Chaos
今
special?
度は
And the
吸血
answer
鬼の
is
自我が獣と混
he
濁
has
してしまう。
666 in him, while most will have one, usually 3 max. Yeah.
使徒の中でも複数の獣を使い魔にしているやつは1人だけ。
Oh, I wonder who that
そいつ
is.
ももう消えたけど。
Oh. Oh no, he's dead then. Okay. Cope gone. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Huh.
とこんなところかな。式が一体名詞をもとにざっと概要だけを説明したけど吸血鬼がどんなものか分かってもらえた？乱暴なまとめだけどとにかく人の形をした人と同じ地勢構造をした吸血種を吸血鬼と呼ぶの。その中身がどれだけ異物でも基本形態が人なら吸血鬼として問題ないわ。
I feel like I understand less than ever. After hearing just how monstrous vampires can be, it's even harder to believe that the woman standing in front of me could be one.
じゃあ次は私の番ね。実を言うと私も大事なことを聞き忘れてた。
なんだよ。俺に聞くようなことは何もないだろう。俺は吸血鬼でも何でもない。ただの学生なんだから。
ふん。それじゃあ聞くけどシキ。あなた、どうやって私を殺したの？
I'm really surprised he did not put 2 and 2 together on the Mystic Eyes, but then again, I feel like he kind of got an explanation of the low-ranking ones that act as like a one-off spell, right? And his is not. His is a mode that's constantly going.
は？
だからどんな手段を使ったのかって聞いてるの。ルーンやカバラあたりの秘術には交代ができているから聞かないし、交代体制ができてないもの。
Oh, interesting.
私
You
が
have...
まだ経験したことのない魔術となると この国の古神道と南米の秘宝ぐらいのものよ。
Alright, hold up. This is interesting. Runes, we've seen. Kabbalah, we've seen. You have resistance to those? That's really interesting. Ancient Shintoism? Sure, right, we know about that, but what do you mean South American treasures? I guess we'll learn in Lost Belt 7.
いえ、それだってあそこまで私を殺しておくことはできない。答えてシキ。あなたはどんな年代物の神秘で私を再起不能にしてくれたの？
いや、年代物の神秘って何のことだ？
Yeah, that's a term that makes no sense unless you're deeply Nasu-pilled. I can tell Arcueid is dead serious, but I legitimately have no idea what she's talking about.
だから概念武装のことよ。歴史と想念を蓄えた触媒。この国にも神器ってあるんでしょ？大抵は宝条や剣、宝石や仮面を使用する魔術霊装のことだけど。ねえシキ、あなた本当にそっちの方面の人じゃないの？
そっち方面も何も、俺はただの学生だって言ったじゃないか。知ってることなんて何もないよ。
嘘よ。魔術師でもない人間が私を傷つけることなんてできないわ。シキ、私に隠していることあるでしょ？
I kind of don't see why he doesn't just explain the eyes, but I guess he just really doesn't want to use it. Arcueid glares at me like an angry cat. No matter how she looks at me, it's not like I have anything to, well, hide. Yeah, can we talk? I think this would now be time. Wait, I do.
すまん。実を言うと、
Oh,
一つ
please, talk no jutsu, let's
け
go.
ど関係あるのかな？
Arcueid keeps glaring at me. The only way to resolve this is by confessing the truth.
なんて言ったらいいのかな。俺さ、物の切れる線が見えるんだよ。
切れる線？
Exactly what I expected. There's no way she'd believe that. No one ever does. That's just the way it's always been.
それどういう意味？
Arcueid responds with total seriousness.
だから物の切れる線が見えるんだよ。俺、生き物とか地面とか、とりあえず触れられるものなら全部亀裂みたいでさ。それに刃物を通すとあっさり切断できるんだけど、これ意味あるか？鉄をナイフ程度で切れるのは便利だけど、別に好きなところが切れるわけじゃないんだ。線が見えてるところしか切れないから、日曜大工にも使えない。
That'd be mad funny though if he could just perfectly cut wherever. You could get such a good like construction job and just rack in the money.
お前を切った時だって、そのナイフなら女の肌ぐらい切れるだろう。
Oh, she looks serious now. A chill runs down my spine. Her gaze is intense enough to bring my breathing to a halt.
そう。直視の魔眼なんて童話の中だけの話と思ってたけど、いるところにはいるものね。あなたみたいな突然変異の化け物が。
なんだよそれ。俺は吸血鬼に化け物なんて言われる筋合いはないぞ。
化け物は化け物でしょ。物の死を見る魔眼なんて私たちでさえ保有している者はいないんだから。
物の死を見る。
それ以外の何だっていうの？シキ、あなたの目は生物としてつながってはいけない場所と回線が開いているんでしょうね。その目は生まれついてのものなの？
We do know that basically it's a connection right to the spiral.
いや、こうなったのは昔からだけど、生まれついてのものじゃない。
それじゃあ以前一度ぐらい死んでみたことがあるでしょ。
お前じゃあるまいし、そう簡単に死ねるか。でもまあそうだよ。以前事故で死にかけた。線が見えるようになったのはその後からだ。
潜在的な素質もあったんだろうけど、きっかけはそれでしょうね。確かにそれなら間違いなく私を殺せるわ。
Now the real question is, could you kill a servant? because that debate still rages on all the time, Arcueid huffs a little and turns her gaze away from me. Even though she turns from me with clear distaste, I'm somewhat grateful she's no longer staring at me with those eyes of hers.
アルクエイド、お前この線が何だか知ってるのか？
実際に知覚できるあなたほどじゃないけど、知識としてなら説明できるわ。あなたが見ているものはね、万物の結果、ものの死にやすい箇所なのよ。もっと分かりやすく言うのなら、あらゆる存在の死期、死そのものよ。
That's pretty close to what Master told me before she gave me my glasses. The end of all things, the inevitable future of creation. All this time I didn't see it. I did everything I could not to.
何言ってんだ。俺が見てる線なんて、ただそこが切れるだけのものじゃないか。
だからその線が死なの。いい意識、ありとあらゆるものには終わりがある。それがいつになるかは個別差があるけど、とにかく果てというものはある。死は到来するものではなく、誕生した瞬間に内包していて、いつか発現するものよ。それが原因と結果。因果律って言葉聞いたことあるでしょ？
That's such a deep thing to think about. Death is something we're born with that will one day manifest. Oh my god.
ここにある以上、それは必ず消えなくてはいけない。原子の流動、エネルギーの約束ごとね。たった一つの例外、ほんの小さな間違いも秩序は許容しない。だってそんなものがあったら、この宇宙の前提が崩れてしまうんだもの。それこそ泡のように消えてしまうわ。
Interesting. Interesting, something to consider. No way. I mean, she's bringing the universe into this? How is that relevant?
見当違いじゃない。あなたの目はそれぐらい最悪な目ってこと。いい？消滅は万物にあらかじめ設計された決まりなの。どんなに長い寿命、どんなに強大な生命にだってこれはある。たとえ宇宙の寿命より長い寿命を持つ生命があるとしても、それは無限に生き続けるわけじゃない。
Yeah, that is so incredibly hard to fathom.
この定められた消滅がものの式で、それは初めからあるわけだから、式という概念を理解できる機能、それと回線が合っている脳髄と眼球があるのなら、目で見ることは不可能じゃない。
A really cool way of doing it, actually. I like this. It goes space, has the shape, right, of the eye. I like it.
それがあなたの見ている線の正体よ。あえてあなたたち風に理論づけるのなら、原子結合の宿命的欠陥部分というところかしらね。それともその個体の死因を発現させる遺伝子に用意さ
Wow,
れ
she's
たテロメア
really
的なスイッ
using
チか
the
も。
like the high-end physics terminology.
とにかくあなたが見てい
Didn't think she
るのはものの死にやすい線、死という結論そのものよ。よくそんな状態で今まで生きてこれたものだわ。よっぽどあなたは心が穏やかなんでしょうね。
Ah, that's where you see we got a special gift. Arcueid speaks in a detached, matter-of-fact voice. She doesn't know anything about me, so I wish she wouldn't joke around. I understand what she's saying, but that doesn't mean I have to agree with any of it.
そんなものあるはずがないし、まして見えるわけがない。
あなたには見えてるじゃない。普通生物は首を切ったら殺されるわ。これは切断したから停止したということよね。逆に言えば首を切断できない生物は殺されないということになる。あ、これは私のことだから例外にしておいて。あなたはその決まり事を無視できるのよ。あらゆる外的要因を無効化する者が相手でもまず殺す。殺された相手はその後で死んだ状態になるんでしょうね。
I guess it kinda works like Ku's lance. Kinda works like Gabe Olg in a way.
切断したから殺害できたじゃない。
Except it actually works.
あなたの場合は物を殺害したからその結果として対象が切断される。ほら、 これが化け物でなくてなんだというの？
A friendly fella.
物が切れるだけの線って言うけど、その両目は今まで生まれてきたどんな異能より得意なものよ。あなたはね、シキ、あらゆるものを殺してしまう死神みたいな目を持っているんだから。
She's right. That's exactly why I've been in denial. I've spent so long trying to ignore the existence of the lines. The truth is I've known for a long time. It's exactly like she says. My eyes, my life, they're nothing more than a blemish on this earth, a mistake. Ever since that day, I've borne witness to a dying world. I've been forced to know that everything I see could crumble in a mere moment. All this time, omens of death have been with me every step of the way.
じゃあ何か俺はお前だって殺せることになるぞ。何でも殺す物騒なやつなんだからな。
そう？じゃあ試しにやってみよっか。
What are you doing? Arcueid turns the lights in the hotel room off and moves to the window. Ooh. She then slides the curtains open. Outdoor light spills through the glass, allowing me to see again. The woman in white is framed by the pale moonlight.
ほら、いいから本気になってみて。あ、もしかしてそのメガネで見えないようにしてるの？
いいんだな。
It's a peculiar thing, really. I've never taken my glasses off in front of someone before, but still I raise my hand to remove them. All of Arcueid's accusations have put me on edge. Urged by my own frustration, I take my glasses off. Oh, the color palette totally shifting is so cool. And it's the fact that it gives a same color scheme as the world of the original visual novel, which is like, you know, pretty much one color per screen. Lines start to squirm and stretch across the room. My world is filled with death. I'm witnessing a miracle. I can hardly believe it. The moon shines a pearl white. Oh my god, yo, this image. Dang. Dang. That's the I'm falling in love with you shot. Nice. The moon shines a pearl white. The lines that have been so faint during the daytime appear to almost glow under the moonlight. But in the middle of it all, the lines on Arcueid's body are so faint that if I weren't concentrating, I probably wouldn't notice them. Can you even see them? Oh, you can see them very lightly. Very, very lightly. I can only really see one. Going from her, like, left shoulder down. Like, her left, our right.
そんなどうして？
どう？線はほとんど見えないでしょ？私ね、夜は四季のない生き物なの。だからあなたの目でも殺すことは不可能でしょうね。それでもちょっとは見えちゃうのかな？
Yeah, very faintly. Let's see. Saw the one there. Looking for any others. I really don't. Just that one. And it's also like not really visible anymore. Cool.
夜は死なない私だけど、昼間は多少の死期ができてしまう。その弱点を突かれて私はあなたに殺された。あの時は大仕事の後だったし、即死体制も落ちてたしね。結果、私はあなたに殺されて、この通り夜でも死期ができるほど弱ってしまった。要するに不老不死で亡くなったわけだけど、死期、私の体の線が切れる？
I wonder if I could. If there's a line, I can cut it. But looking at her now, I'm not sure I could slice through her as easily as I did back then in a fraction of a second.
やりにくいと思う。線が見えたり見えなかったりするから、アルクエイドが眠ってでもいない限りでき。
でしょ？それがあなたの最大の欠点ね。どんなに死が見えていようとも、その線を引くのはシキ自身の腕じゃないといけない。いくら私が弱ってるからってシキに捕まるほど運動能力は低下してないもの。
She's right. I couldn't even keep up with her. I couldn't even keep up with a speedy animal, let alone catch one. If I can't catch my prey first, then there's no way I'm cutting through its lines either. Which means, even if I see the lines, I can't kill something that moves. Just as her words alleviate my deepest fears, the vampire laughs. Right. It's funny. It's all a big comforting joke. No matter how many hypotheticals she makes, or how many of my flaws are pointed out, nothing will change the way I see the world. I'm broken. I'm something that shouldn't get mixed in with the rest of this world. But despite that, when I'm faced with this incredible, impossible being, it's like everything I'd taken for granted gets thrown out the window. She's like a magnificent flower, caressed by the moonlight. It's not like I wanted eternity. All I wanted was for something I could touch, for something that could give me the hope I needed to keep living. A sharp pain stabs at my brain. The lines make my head throb. I put my glasses back on and trade my miraculous view for the ordinary world. Arcueid eyes me suspiciously.
まだ何かあるのか？
そうじゃなくて、そのメガネをかけていれば線は見えないの？
まあ、そうだけど、昔俺の目がこうなった時に出会った人がくれたんだ。今じゃレンズだけしか使ってないけど、これのおかげでなんとか普通に生活が送れてるんだよ。
You only use the lenses now. Oh. You keep the lenses but change the outside? Is that what I'm getting at?
そっか、そうよね。どんなに強い心があったって、死とずっと向き合っていたら発狂するか、眼球を潰すしかないものね。
あのな、さっきから言いたい放題物騒なことばっかり言いやがって。少しは遠慮してくれ。あと近い。
Oh my god, bud.
止まれ。いいからそこで止まれ。止まらないと花瓶投げるぞ。
Calm down, buddy. I retreat, sensing the impending danger. My threat falls on deaf ears. Arcueid can sometimes resemble a giant cat. Yeah. And also sometimes a small cat. One whose curiosity isn't easily sated.
ねえ、それ見せて。
嫌だ。
Oh, what is this?
これは大事なものだから渡さない。
It's a cutie remix of the theme.
別に壊したりしないってば。ねえねえ、本当に見るだけだからいいでしょ？
It's cute. Why is she talking like that? Okay, real talk. I am dying right now. I think my medicine has just hit, and I am falling asleep. You might have heard I'm not making many comments. I am falling asleep real badly. Let's save this. This feels like a good stopping point for next time. We will continue on with this scene of hanging out with Arcueid all night long. We will continue next time. We'll see about, I love this little song, either handing our glasses or not. We'll see. Thank you all for watching, guys. We'll see you then for some more Let's Play Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. Ciao. Yo.